just mentioned before, the last one from that 1990s team to take the championship in 1996. But to get there, we need to relive a certain moment. So if you don't mind, Jim, we're actually going to pull up said moment and let's walk through that at bat with Mark Wohlers, who was taking the mound. All-star season for Wohlers that year. Entered that season 39 saves for the Atlanta Braves. So let's go. We'll pull up the very at bat. Jim Leyritz and Mark Wohlers, and let's
now wait before you start this. Don't start it yet.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Let's go.
You got to have the story before this at bat.
All right, let's hear it.
They pitch it for Girardi in the top of the 7th. O'Neill strikes out. I go in to catch the bottom of the 7th. I come in the 8th inning, and I'm at the bat rack, and I only have 2 bats left because I broke 3 bats in batting practice the night before. Or that night, I'm sorry. And I only had 2 bats for game 5 when I was catching Pettit against Smoltz. And so I came down to the dugout, and I looked at Darryl Strawberry, and I said, Straw, this guy throws 100 miles an hour. I only have 2 bats left. He had a brand new case of bats right there. I said, can I borrow one of those? And he said, yeah, go ahead, take one. So I took one of his Mizunos, I put some pine tar on it, and I went to use it. I went to the stairs right before you went up to the on-deck circle, and I looked at Don Zimmer, and I said, Zim, you know I don't pay any attention in the meetings. What's this guy got? And he goes, Jimmy, he throws 100 miles an hour. Just get it ready. And so I go onto the on-deck circle. I see him throw a couple sliders. He throws a slider to Mariano Duncan, who hits a ball that should have been a double play. And I'm going, okay, this guy's got fastball slider. I got to get it ready. And sure enough, let's start the at-bat now.
All right, let's get that at-bat started. Again, Mark Wohlers on the bump. This is Game 4 of the 1996 World Series, and let's get this thing going. So here we go now. So you're settling in here.
Yep, pitch one. I'm getting ready because I know he's got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, so I'm trying to get ready. And I swing out my ass, and it looks like I'm right on him. And even the announcer, Joe Buck, says, Leyritz was right on him. And Tim McCarver's like, well, not quite, but. So then all of a sudden, keep going.
So you're approaching this. You're approaching this at bat saying, I'm not letting the fastball beat me with these first few pitches here. You're dialed into the heat, right?
Yep. And so he throws a slider for a ball. Now I think I've seen the only 2 pitches he had. I never knew the guy had a forkball. Never knew it because he doesn't usually throw it to right-handers, which thank God. All right, so then he goes with another slider right here. Same thing. Gets on the side of it, leaves it up high.
Yep.
So now I know he's coming back with fastballs, being a catcher. And I'm like, okay, dial it up because even though I was that first ball, I looked like I was right on it. The mark on the new bat was right on the label. So I'm like, I got to get the head out a little bit better. And sure enough, he comes up with another fastball. And when you hear the announcers, it's really great. Tim McCarver seems like a genius when you hear him.
Well, unfortunately, we can't get Tim McCarver up here or else this video would come offline.
99.
So.
You're right on.
When I fouled straight back, I got a little bit better swing on it. And so all of a sudden, Tim McCarver saying right here, so I think Wohlers was going to the slider too much. He just threw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's see if he can break the 100 mark right here. And sure enough, the next pitch.
A moment in history.
I think the next one is down and away. Pitches. You fell off, right?
2 more pitches.
Yeah.
So this next pitch, because he thought I was right on the fastball, he comes back with another slider. And I barely get foul this one off. But now I'm saying to myself, okay, fastball in. He's coming in because I just barely got a piece of that. He's got me leaning out over the plate.
Right.
He throws a fastball in. He gets me. So I moved about a half a step off the plate. So if he threw it in, I just took it for another ball.
So me watching this back, I'm thinking after that one, you barely got a piece of it down and away. So if Rich, you want to pause it for a second. So,
I'm
I'm thinking in this situation at 2-2, if he buries one another inch away, that he's going to get you on it, or right, what you're saying, he's going to come fastball in. So from my perspective, and I see where the catcher's setting up, I think he's trying to throw this down and away, another inch away from you, and getting you to swing over the top of it. And it looks like, from my perspective, he hangs it, but I would have assumed that would have been what was going through his mind.
So what happened was, and this is what I've been told, is that after I fouled that last pitch back, you can see right here, I took about a half a step back off the plate.
Yep.
When he saw that, he realized that, okay, he can't throw a fastball in. And I opened up more of the outside of the plate. But what he didn't know is I knew I took away the inside pitch. So everything I was looking for was out over the plate. And when he threw that slider and didn't get it out there, it came right into my bat.
Yep.
So.
And now you're running around the bases here. What is going through your head here?
I said, well, all I did was funny enough, I wasn't floating around the bases. Funny enough, all I could think about was, if we don't win this game, it's going to be a footnote like the 95 walk-off against Seattle. We need to win this game in order for this to become a huge home run to change the momentum. And sure enough, we end up going to extra innings and winning that game. And thank God Wade Boggs gets a walk to win that game instead of a base hit, because that hit would have been one of the biggest in history of the Yankees. Instead, it was a base on balls. So it wasn't quite as big a moment as you would have if you had a base hit.
I mean, it's safe to say, obviously, that was the momentum shift of the game. It was not only the momentum shift of the game, it was the momentum shift of the series. And arguably, it was the momentum shift of the franchise as well. It started in 1996. Yeah. And who knows, like, what moments would lead on to what happened in 98 and 99 and 2000 with the Yankees, eventually 2009 as well. But that was a momentum shift for a franchise right there. An unbelievable moment there, Jim.
So the funny thing was, Joe Torre